Welcome to episode 110 of the All the Book Show, the official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library, where we talk book news, author news, and literary news. I'm Eric Mickles.
And I'm Nick Gunning. And this week we might get in a little trouble because we're talking banned books. So
Yeah.
it's going to get real. It's going to get real up in here. Eric, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Great.
Anything you want to talk about more? Did you do anything fun or exciting over the weekend?
I watched a Star Trek show.
No, I
That
don't
wasn't
think that's
great.
it. Oh, can I, a little truth talk right now?
A little truth talk
I really
with Nick
hated that.
Gunning.
I really hated that part one of Star Trek Discovery, which
Yeah.
is sad because anybody who's listened to this show knows that I'm a big Star Trek fan. And anytime I'm on the schedule for a display, probably Spock's going to sneak into that display.
Yep.
But Star Trek Discovery, as much as I wanted to like
Forbidden
it,
romances.
whew, I was not a fan. But I was referring to a little trip we took to Syracuse to see Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting times.
Yeah.
I'd never been to the Syracuse Dome before, had you?
We were friends on the run.
We sure were.
To see Paul McCartney.
Yes, we were. Completely packed.
Yeah.
Totally packed.
Yeah.
It was insane to see that many people.
Really?
Yeah.
But you've seen Paul
I know.
McCartney
I know.
two other times. and
I
he
know,
fills it
but it's
out.
just every time, like something made me like look behind me, and there was just a million people.
Was
It's
it like
just-
an ex staring from you angrily from the top?
Yeah,
of,
that was it.
There
but
he is.
It's just the way, like, everybody's like singing the same song,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I found the whole thing very moving.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'd say we were all singing a sad song and making it better.
Okay, this is where you do Beatles puns over and over.
Really?
Again? Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So that you're not going to go along with that.
I'm sorry.
Gee, sorry. I thought I had the right
so-
audience in front of me.
So if you're a McCartney fan, or you just like Syracuse,
Yeah, you're a big fan of Syracuse.
parking was a pain. The concert was great. Very Beatle heavy set,
Yeah.
which was fun.
Yeah.
I would have liked a little more wings in there.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Sure.
But
You were probably
I
the
really
only
liked
one
it.
out of our 4-person group who thought that.
Probably. Probably.
So-
what was your takeaway?
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to have to bash Ringo Starr.
Yeah.
To talk about this.
I don't think
But it's such a
anyone-
different show.
Oh, yeah.
Ringo's just like, I'm going to sit back and
Yeah.
drum a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to sway. We're going to go home.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, I'm going to play as many freaking songs
Yeah.
as I can in
Yeah.
the next 2 hours.
I'm going to sing you 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing your face off
Yeah,
for the
my
next 3
encore
hours.
is going to last for another 45 minutes.
There's really no comparison. I think they just go for different things, you
Yeah.
know. I think Ringo plays it smart, you know what I mean? Like
Oh?
he knows he's not going to try to fill stadiums. He's
Right.
not going to do some big grand
Uh-huh.
show that's going to like blow your mind off musically. It's just going to be like fun. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to
Yeah.
be snapping your fingers and then like you're out in a cool 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Whereas McCartney,
Yeah.
I would have been content for him to keep going.
Yeah.
Frankly, I was
Yeah.
having a good time.
Yeah.
So
I know. Because Bruce Springsteen is notorious for doing extremely long shows, like
Yeah.
4 hours
Wow.
of shows. But I was thinking, like, oh, well, I guess if like you have such a strong set list
Yeah.
as like a Bruce Springsteen or a Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
like the 4 hours is a lot easier
Yeah.
than if you're at like an all-star band with a
right.
member from Toto.
Yellow Submarine one more time.
Yay!
So anyway, that is not book news, and since it happened in the past, it's really not news at all.
It's New York news.
But that's true.
There we go.
Regionally relevant.
I was a little disappointed because he was like, since we're in New York, let's do a special song. And then I was thinking like, oh, he's gonna do Magneto and Titanium Man.
Yeah.
He did not.
No.
He did. What was it?
Day in the Life.
Day in the Life.
I didn't really get why he said that,
Yeah.
but he did. Anyway, we have a great assortment of Paul McCartney CDs here in the collection. We have all the Beatles U.S. albums. We have Pure McCartney, the career-spanning McCartney CD set that came out, I think, last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some of his more recent output, too. So if this is wetting your whistle for a little McCartney,
Yeah.
we've got some Ringo Starr, too.
Yeah.
So check that out.
It was requested that we mention this on the show because this is book news. It's author news, if you will.
Okay.
So Terry Pratchett passed away.
Oh, yes.
A while ago. We knew that. We didn't report on this, but Terry Pratchett has done what all these other authors have been too afraid to do. And in his will, he had it so that all his unfinished novels were were taken from his hard drive and run over with a steamroller.
Wow.
In the middle of the street. So they have been destroyed. There will
Wow.
be no unfinished Terry Pratchett novels
Look out.
being released. So that happened. Yes, it was a few Fridays ago.
Well, there's a man who knew what he wanted.
yeah.
There's no denying that.
Yep. So according the picture, it has the hard drive just in like pieces as that steamroller just went right over it. So
Wow.
there you go.
Okay. Well,
So Michael Crichton did not ask them to run
he
over
didn't.
stuff.
He
Yeah.
didn't, and I think in hindsight that was a real mistake.
Yeah.
For more on that, see our posthumous Michael Crichton episode.
Yeah.
Let's talk bookmark. Eric, what have you been reading? Have you been doing a lot of reading?
Let me open up my bookshelf.
Okay. You know what? I can go first. Why don't you also look up how Vince Flynn's American Assassin movie is doing, what those numbers are like, because I don't think they're going to be good. I finished some things. I read Iron Man Believe, volume 1 of the Iron Man series. Sort of not the...
Do you believe in life after love?
Perfect. I didn't really like it, so
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to continue on with that run.
I always thought she was singing about Sonny Bono. But
Cher.
Yeah.
You thought Cher was singing about Sonny Bono.
Possible.
Sure.
Like he died,
Yeah.
and like that was her song.
She
about-
believed in life after love.
Yeah, like
sure.
she's
You know,
lost
Cher gave
Sonny.
Sonny Bono's eulogy. Just a weird
Yeah.
fact.
So why is it weird that I
It's just a weird fact.
as
It's
a
not.
kid?
It's not weird.
You have no sense of like time as a kid.
No,
so
it's
I
not
didn't
weird.
know. Like I thought they were still together.
Oh no! Sadly, they didn't make it. Archie Volume 4. This is the Mark Wade Archie
Wait, what didn't
series.
you like about Iron Man?
I don't know. Just didn't
I
catch
gave
me.
it 4 stars.
I just didn't find it compelling.
You're silly.
I didn't really get into it.
The next 2 volumes are really good.
Okay.
They're a 2-parter.
Well, I
It's
believe
only a
you.
5-volume series.
I believe you, my
read
friend.
some crappy stuff that you don't like, and you're not going to read a good Iron Man story.
I read the whole Matt Fraction run.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm not going to start a new one. I kind of like the current one that's going.
Uh-huh.
I've only read the first 2 volumes of that, which we have in our collection, folks.
Okay.
Archie Volume 4. Anyway, Volume 3 was a bit of a letdown because everybody was sort of separate. Everybody's back together. Good times were had by all. This is in our new young adult collection over in the young adult graphics. You haven't read these, right?
Which ones?
The Archies?
No.
Okay. Are
No,
you
I
ever
have not.
going to? Do you think you will?
Maybe people could tell me I have to.
I think you will. I think you'd enjoy them. And then finally, I finished American Assassin by Vince Flynn, which was written for the book club. Chosen for the book club. Not written specifically by Vince Flynn.
Okay.
But these are kind of a weird... It's kind of a weird place in the whole Vince Flynn canon. Because you've got 14 Mitch Rapp books, right? Or maybe even more than that. Up there. And then American Assassin comes out, and it's like a prequel. It's the first... It's like Mitch getting recruited by the CIA and all that. And then after that is a sequel to American Assassin. So it's like he sort of hit a point and then restarted and then died unexpectedly from cancer. And then his series was then taken over by a different author, Kyle Mills. But anyway, American Assassin is sort of put out there as if it's like the first Mitch Rapp book. And I read it and chose it for the book club thinking that was true. It's not. I mean, it's really not. It's chronologically the first, but it's one of those ones where if you don't know the character, if you're not like invested in the character, they don't give you enough to get invested in the character. So
Right.
if you've been wanting to read these books, I do not suggest starting with this one because it's one of those things where it's like you're used to a character in a familiar setting and with a certain amount of skills, and then you look back at an earlier time when
Very
he doesn't
certain amount
have
of
those skills,
Oh, yeah.
when he's in a different setting. But if you don't have the contrast, it's really not. It doesn't work. So there wasn't really enough to sell it as like a book 1, and I guess I don't really know that there'd be I don't know. It to me seemed like kind of a flop for what it was. But maybe Vince Flynn fans really got into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the movie starring Michael Keaton and Dylan O'Brien,
Yeah, Dylan O'Brien.
not getting great reviews. How are
No.
the numbers looking?
Bad reviews.
Okay.
But movie only cost $33 million to make, and it's made $32 million right now, and it's
Okay.
only been released in America and Canada at the moment.
So that's
I mean, it will probably make twice its budget back. I don't think it's going to be like a crazy hit unless for some reason it goes crazy overseas.
Yeah.
But usually when I've heard the movie's a little xenophobic, and usually that doesn't help
Yeah.
overseas.
Yeah, I could see
So-
that from the book.
Yeah, but it's also an action movie, and sometimes those do well overseas just because of the translation. So
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
see. Maybe we'll get whatever the next book would be.
Maybe we
unless they
will.
go like Jack Reacher,
Yeah.
where they just go
Just
all
do
over
it.
the place.
They just do it for
now he's
fun.
50 years old.
Yep.
Speaking of Dylan O'Brien, though, they just released the trailer for the
Death Cure?
Death Cure.
Wow.
The third Maze Runner book movie. It's been 2.5 years since the last movie
Yeah.
because Dylan O'Brien got into a serious accident
Yeah,
on
and they
set.
never really said what it was.
He got like hit by a car. He got struck by a vehicle.
Wow.
And it was like very serious and hospitalized and everything. It just kind of seems like a long way because like when they make these young adult movies, it's like they come out almost like 6 months
Right,
after the
yeah.
next one because you got to get them before the kids grow up and hit puberty. But
Or in the case of the Divergent series, they just get 3 movies in and
Yeah,
they're like, I don't
burn
know.
out.
I don't know.
So
That's
but,
crazy to me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to derail for a minute, but just to think about that.
Yeah.
Huge best-selling book series, rabid fan base. Movies are just bad. You get 3 in, they decide not to do it. And there's not even any outcry.
Yeah.
You know, there's not even like people being like, oh, I'm sure there are, but you never hear
Yeah.
of a big group being like, give us our
Yeah.
movie
yeah.
4.
Have you heard? Movie
So
4's
anyway.
been confirmed.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, this is a big,
Yeah.
2.5 years is a big jump. I mean, those kids
Yeah.
are not in high school
It's
anymore.
going to be interesting because still on the budget talk or the box office talk.
Yeah.
The first Maze Runner was like a big hit, and the second one made I think basically the same.
Okay.
So it didn't make much less than
Right.
but it didn't make any more. So it's going to be interesting if how the third one does,
Yeah.
especially because I think there's a lot less like young adult dystopian movies
Yeah.
out at the time.
It's true.
So like, will it do better because there's nothing like that around at the moment?
Yeah.
Or has that like genre kind of
Yeah.
died out?
Yeah.
So I haven't watched the trailer, but apparently it's like kind of a Mad Max-ish
Okay.
thing. So I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, I'm planning on seeing it.
So, but I mean, once this is out, that's like it for all the stuff that happened all at once. You know, the
Yeah.
Mortal Instruments.
I thought there were more. I mean, I know there are prequels, but I thought there was a book 4 still in like continuity.
No, that is a prequel.
Oh, it is?
All the
Okay.
other ones are prequels, I
So
believe.
trilogy and then prequels.
The
Cool.
not the Death Cure. The other one is called something.
I don't remember what it's called
Yeah.
either.
So yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so
well,
that's what you've been reading.
Yes, and I'm currently reading Lois Lane Triple Threat by Gwenda Bond.
She
I
sure
realized
is.
all of a sudden that I hadn't read this.
Yeah.
You know, I read the other 2 like right when they came out, and I sort of forgot about this
You know
one.
who else
so-
hasn't read it?
Who?
Everybody.
The world. Yeah.
yeah. I have not seen this series take off in any form. So I'm surprised they've gotten 3 books out.
Just me and my sister-in-law reading them.
no, they're doing
basically.
they're doing that.
Shout out to Amanda.
It dawned on me when Triple Threat came out. I'm like, oh, Double Down was book 2, Triple Threat. So book 4 would have to be Quadruple
Yeah.
Danger.
Yeah, it that dawned on me as well when you said it this very instant.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So what was the first one called? Fallout.
Fallout,
So they couldn't
yeah,
do that.
no.
They couldn't do first Fallout. Yes,
No.
they could have.
First
Yes, they
Fallout,
could have.
yeah.
All right. So I think I talked about Planetary last time, so I
Yeah,
don't
you
have
did.
too much to talk. So this is all right. So I was reading Volume 7 of 100 Bullets by Brian Azzarello.
Oh, yeah.
It's called it's Volume 7 called Samurai,
Uh-huh.
and I'm reading it, and I'm kind of getting into it.
That's good.
It's a story about some of the characters being in prison and just getting fighting whatever you call it, the status quo in the prison and everything. And then I start reading this scene. I'm like, this seems familiar. And I'm like halfway done with this comic. And I get on Goodreads and realize I had read this comic. And it had been
Sad.
so long.
It's a
And
sad
here's
day.
the thing. So there's 2 stories in this graphic novel.
Okay.
What happened last time is I found this prison story to not be interesting and just skimmed through it and didn't read it really at all. And I liked the second story well enough to give the book a 3 stars.
Wow.
This time I got really into the prison story, and then when I got to the second story, I'm like, oh, this kind of stinks. So
well, you're a fickle.
I had to,
you're a fickle
I had to
pickle.
order volume 8 right away. I was
Yeah.
like, darn it!
You got to get in there.
And I was like, I gotta finish this series, and
gotta
here I
figure it
am.
out.
I mean, it just shows you how
Yeah, it does
uninvested I
show
was
you.
last time.
It also shows you that if there's a book that you want to read out there, folks, that we don't have it, we can get it
Yeah.
via interlibrary loan.
That's the thing.
Yep.
We did have this in our system.
Oh, okay.
And I interlibrary loaned it anyway.
Wow.
So, but one book I interlibrary loaned that was cool is called, it's a book called Half-Life 2, Raising the Bar. It's about the making of the video game Half-Life 2 and a little bit about the first Half-Life game.
and a little bit about humanity.
Yeah, that's
about
true.
all of us.
The book is like super hard to find. You got to pay $200 on Amazon.
Yeah.
But because of interlibrary loan,
Yeah.
I got it for free.
Yeah.
And it's a coffee table book, so really
Yeah.
I just got it for an afternoon.
You know how I love the author Jack Finney.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've told you this story, but for our listeners,
Maybe.
I love Jack Finney. I love
Uh-huh.
Jack Finney's books and stuff. And I read a book about Jack Finney, and it
Uh-huh.
listed all his works, and it was like he wrote these 2 plays, and they're presumed to be lost. No known copies exist. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, whatever. And I sat down on WorldCat, and I found libraries that had them, and I interlibrary loaned them, and I got them.
And then you
and
stole
I read
them, and sold them for $1 million.
Yeah, I sold them for $1 million. No, but it just right
Yeah.
there, like
Yeah.
the book said they don't exist, and I just took a look at the old library and we got exactly what I wanted.
This
So,
book came from a college.
interesting.
So, yeah. You know what I realized while I was reading this?
I would love to
book?
know. What?
Because I read a lot of nonfiction books about, like,
Yeah.
the making of games.
Too many, you could
video
argue.
games, and all this stuff. But I realized I'm a mutt. Genetically, I'm a mutt.
Really?
Okay, yes. And I wasn't raised in any, like, tradition. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I don't
Your
have
ears
any...
are kind of saggy, actually, now
Thank
that I
you,
look
yeah.
at you. You got that scruffy look to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, culturally,
But
I
you're
have
lovable.
no, like, traditions
Wow.
in my family or anything.
Wow.
Like, there's no, like, we always have Italian dinner. We always
You know what you
celebrate these holidays. What?
You're the great Gonzo.
I'm the great Gonzo.
You got
right.
no past,
But geek
no future,
geek
really.
culture,
Uh-huh.
specifically, like, gaming geek culture.
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing since I was a kid. Like, my earliest memories are playing Super Mario Brothers. So when I'm reading a book on, like, the making of these games, it's me, like, in the same way somebody's like, oh, so that's where this Italian tradition comes from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same. I'm doing, like, the same thing with these books.
I see.
So, like, when I'm reading the book about, like, the creation of the video game Doom and everything, I'm like, this is where we came from.
Well, you're a stranger in a strange land. What are
That's.
you going to do?
I read Paper Girls Volume 3.
Ooh, I like Paper Girls.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
The thing with this, and with Lois Lane a little bit too, I wish sometimes when they're going to do these really long publications that they'd give you a little bit of a previously on. You know?
Yeah?
Because even from the first to second Paper Girls, I was like,
yeah.
stuff happened.
Yeah, well, as I found out, the problem with that, with Paper Girls and also Saga,
Yeah.
is that Brian K. Vaughan, the writer, there's 3 months in between. So he writes like 5
Wow.
issues in single issue form, takes 5 months, and then does it again. But because of the way publication works, we have to wait even longer. So it's
Sure.
like 9 months to a year
Yeah.
before we get the next volume. So I'll be talking about Paper Girls.
Enjoy your
Volume 4.
vacation, Your Majesty.
Yeah, no kidding. Because I looked, the next volume is only 2 issues in, so it's gonna be forever until Paper Girls.
It
volume.
will be. It will be forever.
So good for him, though.
Forever and
He's
a
got
day.
the money to do that.
Yeah, I guess. I'd take a 3-month vacation, I guess. No, I would be so bored.
Well, I think maybe
what I'd
in
be
that 3
doing.
months he's writing other
Saga?
stuff. Yeah, Saga and other stuff. Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm
allow it.
I'm getting so far in the 3-body problem.
Yeah.
I think I've
Look at
solved
you.
it.
It's a big guy.
My solution to the 3-body problem:
Yeah.
maybe take out a body.
Yeah. Then you got 2 bodies, and that's fine.
Well, I keep going.
Down to 1.
1 body.
Well,
How about
it's-
that?
It's revolutionary.
One
but
body, one brain.
Yeah.
One line. One.
Actually, there's a lot of merit to the things you're saying.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I also One Love by U2. That's
okay.
good.
All right.
It's just called One by U2. I
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. One Love, I think, is Bob Marley. So
okay.
nice try.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Do you
for
have any
then?
favorite ones?
One is The Loneliest Number by Harry Nilsson.
Sure.
Pretty good.
Great. Yeah.
So
Yeah. All
That's
right.
all.
Yeah. Let's get off this topic.
our one spotlight is
That,
concluded.
that was stupid.
Yeah.
This has been our favorite ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to move us on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just those are
you're
what
done.
I read.
You're done. All
Have
right.
I done anything else? I
Whoa.
watched The Defenders.
Let's talk. That's page to screen. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. It was good. I didn't finish Iron
Marvel's
Fist.
The Avengers, based on the comic series, The Defenders.
Incorrect. So Marvel's comic series, The Defenders, is
Yeah.
actually a bunch of super strong characters made up of the Hulk,
Sure.
Submariner, Silver Surfer, and Doctor Strange. And so it was these like
Beast. Sometimes Beast is there.
yeah, that was later.
Namor.
Uh,
sometimes.
Right, that's Submariner.
Yeah.
Sorry
Okay.
about that. Sorry to call you out like
I'm
that.
sorry.
But it was started in the 70s or late 60s, and it was these characters that like were too strong to be like on certain teams.
Yeah.
They weren't on teams, but so like they made them fight huge like godlike problems that
That's
only
cool.
like so. But then it changed, and you kind of got like these outsider characters like Beast or Valkyrie or the Gargoyle,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just took the name for the series because it sounds good.
Yeah.
I prefer. There was a comic book series
So
about the same thing.
conceptually based on
Conceptually,
the Defenders.
the,
The idea of a ragtag group of.
yeah, the show is the combination of Daredevil, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage, who have all had their own Netflix series, and now they team up for a fun adventure
Pretty
for
exciting.
8 episodes.
Pretty exciting.
In the this has happened before in the comics, where like the street level heroes have teamed up, and they called it Marvel Knights. Not like that,
Yeah, that's cool.
but they called it Defenders, which is fine.
Yeah.
It was good. It didn't feel as like I don't know. It didn't feel as like big as it should have. And I don't just mean like in terms of like scale.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel like such a big deal
Yeah.
as it could have.
Right.
So there was one fight scene in the 3rd episode where they finally like meet up.
Yeah.
And they're like fighting some people in a hallway and stuff. And it's pretty fun. And I don't think the show ever got back that
No,
energy.
that's sad.
Also, I'm biased towards Daredevil.
I know you
and
are.
so every time people like, let's spend some time with like, no.
Yeah.
Go back to Daredevil.
You just want Daredevil.
So
we do have some classic Defenders in the collection here. So if you want to
That's
see,
true.
if you want to see the original stuff,
And-
we've got it.
We have Iron Fist comics.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones.
Sure.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
And some Luke Cage.
Do we have Luke Cage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
I
in a
thought
lot
it was
of
all
the-
lost. Okay.
Yeah, I can never figure out what the Luke Cage single issues, like single solo series are.
There's not a great just standalone like Luke
Yeah.
Cage series.
But he's in some of the Avengers. He's in a lot of the
Yeah.
Avengers stuff we have.
Okay.
So, yes, Luke
All
Cage
right.
is here.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look over at some book news.
Okay.
No updates on the National Book Award.
Okay.
Shortlist is going to be
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at that again, nationalbookaward.org, if you want to read some of those, so you can be prepared for that. Let me tell you some of the books we have coming out in the next couple of months. So these are just announced titles that you can look for late November. Boy, speaking of the using numbers to title your books, we have the queen of that, Janet Ivanovich,
Oh, yeah.
back with Stephanie Plum in Hardcore 24. So Katherine Heigl, call your agent. 23
I
more
don't
movies.
think Katherine Heigl's agent's taking calls anymore.
I don't think anybody's taking Katherine Heigl's
Or
calls.
Katherine Heigl. Remember that show that didn't happen?
I remember a couple Katherine Heigl shows that didn't
the
happen.
one where she was gonna like, she was like in charge of like an anti-terrorist organization. She's like, I'm gonna find the person who killed my husband.
Yeah.
And kill them.
Yeah. It was like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Not been
Like,
good.
wow, Katherine Heigl.
I've heard very good things about this movie, that it's actually a good adaptation of these books. And the book club just always raves about how funny these books are.
One for,
but they
one
say,
for the money.
One for the money. But they say that they're dirty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
do with that what you will. Hardcore 24 by Janet Ivanovich, coming out in November. The Jersey Girl hits hard 24/7.
Hey, could you hand me that Janet Ivanovich book real quick?
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you.
The blockbuster Stephanie Plum series continues with Hardcore 24 from New York Times bestselling
Oh my gosh.
Janet Ivanovich. That was not a very informative
In a
blurb
station wagon.
for you. All right. Hand it over.
Okay.
But
you need me
anyway,
to read the
that's
rest
what
of-
that's what you've got. If you're a fan of this series, I think you know what you're getting into. If you're not a fan of this series, it's weird you're starting at 24.
Yeah, that's
what
true,
are
yeah.
you doing?
Yeah. Hey,
Put
can you
that
hand me
down.
Christine Feehan book real quick?
No way. I can't trust you with that. Sometimes when people come to the desk
Uh-huh.
and they like pick up like a book 2 or a book 3,
Uh-huh.
and I'll be like, well, that's book 2 or book 3.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I don't care. I'll be like,
Yeah.
but here's book 1. Like, this one really won't make sense without it. And they're like, it's fine. This one looked interesting. I'll
Yeah.
just read that. It's really hard for me not to be like, I'm sorry, no, you can't have that. Go pick up book 1,
Yeah.
check it out, and get out of my sight.
So, first Animorph book I ever read,
Okay.
number 6.
But those alternate primary characters, right? So,
Yes. But it was still the 6th one. And they do explain it everything.
Yeah, okay.
But there was a lot of stuff that had I read the first 5 books,
Right.
I would have understood it more.
Right.
Like Axe was there.
Yeah.
They're explaining aliens and all this stuff.
Yeah.
First book I read was 6. I think after that I read maybe book 5.
Okay.
And then 2.
yeah.
And then I got to 1.
My niece did that with the Warrior Cats accidentally.
But that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, I just need to read the numbers. But
Yeah.
like the Warrior Cat series is like,
They're all over.
yeah, they're done in
side
6
stories.
book sagas. So
Yep.
did she read like book 5 of Dawn of Clans and book 3 of The Secret of Paws? And
I think once she figured out she was in a series, she went back and read the first book of that series, not like Warrior Cats 1.
No.
But it's hard. Those are hard books to follow. I always hate when I'm on that desk and somebody asks me about it. It's like, do you have the next one? And I'm like, does it have an angry looking cat on the cover?
yeah.
right.
First Beatles record I ever listened to was Ram.
That's Paul and Linda McCartney. It's not a Beatles album.
Yeah, it was a very different than when I listened to the next one.
Well, we don't have to. It's fine. All right. Also coming in November,
Born to Run.
just in time for Christmas.
What?
Yep, Christmas read. The Noel Diary by Richard Paul Evans. King of Christmas,
Yeah.
title he shares with Johnny Mathis. In this
Yeah.
new holiday-themed novel from the #1 New York Times best-selling author of The Mistletoe Promise and The Walk, a man receives the best Christmas present he could ask for.
A puppy.
The chance to rewrite
History.
the past.
The puppy history.
The history of his puppy will never be the same. He's going to stop that tail from getting docked, and that's
Oh my god, yeah.
Merry Christmas.
This could get very sad very easily.
It could be. I don't actually think this is about a dog, so I don't want to mislead people. It's about a
Okay.
man named Jason,
Uh-huh.
who's, I guess, traveling through time because of Christmas. I got to tell you, I've never read a Richard Paul Evans, but I think it's about time. And if I'm going to read one, it's going to be a time-traveling
Yeah.
book about Jason trying to save his dog's tail, which, again, is not what this is about. Here's a weird one
Uh-huh.
that I selected. One, because it's your crush writing a book
Okay.
with somebody
My crush?
with an unlikely ally. It's not James Patterson. So Heather Graham,
Oh yes, author Heather Graham.
the author Heather Graham,
Yes.
working with beloved teen actor Chad Michael Murray from
What?
such hits as Gilmore Girls
Uh-huh.
and One Tree Hill.
Who was he in Gilmore Girls?
He was Tristan,
I guess that means
jerky
nothing to
guy
me.
at Rory's school early on. Then he left for One Tree Hill.
Uh-huh.
Then he hung out at One Tree Hill for a while. Now he's hooked up with Heather Graham. And I apologize for that choice of words because I think they're just writing together.
Okay.
I don't think they have a romance in real life.
Okay.
But American Drifter by Heather Graham
Uh-huh.
and Chad Michael Murray. New York Times best-selling author Heather Graham has teamed up with celebrated actor and celebrity icon.
Celebrated.
Slow down.
Icon.
Slow down. Chad Michael Murray to weave a tale of passion
Mm-hmm.
and danger in the captivating romantic suspense American Drifter.
Weird. So he played Tristan in Tristan and Isolde, huh?
Nope. That was James Franco. I'm going to read this whole thing. All right,
Oh,
so
no.
buckle in.
Oh,
A
geez.
young veteran of the U.S. Army, River Roulette, is struggling to shake the horrors of his past. War is behind him, but the memories remain. Desperate to distract himself from the images haunting him daily, River abandons the world he knows and flees to the country he's always dreamed of visiting, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is everything he hoped for and more. In the lead up to Carnival, the city is alight with music, energy, and life. With a few friends at his side, River seems to be pulling his life together at last. Then he meets the enchanting Natal, an impassioned journalist and free spirit who lives with the gangster that rules much of Rio. Look out. As their romance blossoms, River and Natal flee together into the interior of Brazil, where they are pursued by the drug lord Tio Amato and his men. When River is forced to kill one of those men, the chase becomes even deadlier. Not only is the powerful sadistic drug boss after them, this guy gets more adjectives every time he's referenced.
Yeah.
The Brazilian government is on their trail as well. Will the two lovers escape, and will River ever be free of the bloody memories that haunt him? Eric, are you in? Are you in?
No.
Are you
Yes,
going to read
yes.
this? You
Yes,
are?
I am. As a book supporter.
100%.
No, I'm not. I'm in. I'm not reading it.
Okay. All right.
I just thought I should support stuff to
Okay.
get people to read more.
Yeah, it's very commendable. Finally, in large print. So if you're a large print fan, and I don't actually think we have this in standard print, so this is wholly new for us. The Driver by Hart Hansen, coming out in large print. Michael Skellig is a limo driver waiting for his client in the alley behind an upscale hotel.
Like Logan.
Yeah, he spent the past 28 hours ferrying around Bismarck Avila, a celebrity skateboard mogul who isn't going home anytime soon. Suddenly the wind begins to speak to Skellig in the guttural accent of the Chechen torturer he shot through the eye in Yemen a decade ago.
Yeah.
That took a turn.
Yeah.
That took an unexpected turn. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Skellig has heard these warnings before. He's an Army Special Forces sergeant whose limo company is staffed by a ragtag band of wounded veterans, including his Afghan interpreter, and he knows to listen carefully.
One guy has an eye patch.
Okay.
One guy, dyslexia, but he's overcome it.
Okay.
Another guy, he's trying to find his wife.
Okay.
After she left him and didn't say where she was going.
Right. Can he also speak to her as if she's there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I
All right.
think so.
Let me take you through the end of this now. Skellig runs inside just in time to save Avila from two gunmen, but too late for one of Avila's bodyguards, and wakes up hours later in the hospital, the only person of interest in custody for the murder. Complicating matters further is the appearance of Detective Delilah Gruppman of the LAPD, gorgeous and brash, for whom Skellig has always held a candle. As for Avila, he's willing to help clear Skellig's name under one peculiar condition, that Skellig becomes Avila's personal chauffeur. A cushy gig for any driver, except for the fact that someone is clearly trying to kill Avila. And Skellig is literally the only person sitting between Avila and a bullet to the head.
Yeah. There's more twists and turns in that than an ampersand.
I know, it went all over the place.
Huh?
It was pretty good. It went all over the place.
Yeah.
I know. Someone's trying to kill Bob Vila, I think is what I got there.
Yeah.
So look out, Bob.
yeah.
Drive that tractor out of here.
Actually, all that made me really want to just go back and rewatch Logan
Okay.
because he was a limo driver in that
Go ahead.
movie.
Go ahead. You going to watch it in black and white this time? I'm sorry I opened the door for that. You don't have to rant about black and white Logan. Noir Logan.
What would I rant about?
You don't like
Did
it?
I rant about it before?
Yeah, about how you don't like that they do that, and you can just change the settings on your TV as
Yes,
if
that's
anybody
true.
knows that.
It is just funny when they're like, "We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're making it so you can watch it black and white." I'm like, I could always do that.
Yeah.
For $10 less.
I don't know how to do that. How
Really?
to change the TV black and white
On your
setting.
TV, you just gotta.
But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
You know what is here,
I used to
though?
watch Everybody Loves Raymond in black and white
Hey,
for that retro feel.
Oh, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
You can't read the New York Times bestseller list. Do you know why?
Why?
I'm banning them.
Oh, for Banned Book Week.
Yeah.
But can I still read it for the show?
I will lift the ban for
Okay,
this.
thank
Yes.
you. Yes, this week we're going to be talking about our favorite books that we have banned.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick has a few books he's banned. I have a few books I've banned. Gonzo,
Yep.
get out.
Yep, forget it. That's not true. We're not banning books.
Yeah. What's the book you've been most happy to ban?
That I've been most happy
Yeah.
to ban.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
big pile.
Yeah.
You know, so I'll just grab one at random, I guess,
Okay.
and say that.
I banned a Gilmore Girls television adaptation.
Did you?
Yep.
Oh, did you?
The book, yeah. It's called I Do, Don't I? Banned.
Here's a funny little story about banning books.
Oh.
Not really banning books, but when I worked at the Houghton College Library,
Oh, yeah.
there was students who would go and take the books that they disapproved of
Yeah.
and hide them.
Yeah.
So do with that what you will.
They sound dumb.
Censorship's not great. But let's read the New York
Yeah.
Times bestseller list.
Okay. Number 10. Wait. So I'm on the New York Times bestseller list for hardcover young adult fiction.
Oh, young adult. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Let's see. Lady Midnight at number 10. Banned. Cassandra Clare.
Get out of here.
Number 9. I Hate Everyone But You, Nick.
See you later.
Wait. That's kind of nice for you.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Hey, everybody else,
I'm
that's
the
not
only
true.
one.
No.
I'm the only one that can get through to this big lug.
Number 9 is I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. Look at this. Gabby Dunn debuting and she's already using a co-author.
What are you going to do?
A tale of two best friends documented through text and emails. Hold up.
Oh, boy.
That, sir, has never been
It's
done.
never been done. That's the most original thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what about this? Woo, yeah.
Never been done.
Number 8. Once and for All by Sarah Dessen. You know what?
What?
Banned.
Let's get out of
Get
it.
out of here,
Get out of
Sarah
here.
Dessen.
Get out.
Number 7. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I think we should let this one stay.
Yep. Okay.
Through an app, two young people meet up on the last days of their lives.
Banned.
Yeah, banned now. So, number 6, One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
This book is banned.
Are you lying?
I don't know. One of us is.
Oh, darn it.
Number 5, Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. You know what? She's already got one book on this list.
Banned.
Banned.
Get out.
Number 4, Wonder Woman, Warbringer by Leah
Bardugo?
Badugo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to ban Wonder Woman.
I don't
she
think
would
you
cut
should.
my head off.
She certainly would.
So Diana, I haven't actually read the description of this. Diana, Princess of the Amazon, saves a descendant of Helen of Troy, and together they fight to save both of their worlds. You know what? Ban.
No.
Call me Ares.
My wife is reading this right now.
Yeah. I'm the Greek god of banning.
I'm Aries. I've come to ban your book.
Oh, is that a slight spoil?
Look at my little mustache.
Yeah, I guess it is. Number 3, Bernie Sanders' Guide to Political Revolution by Bernie Sanders. Bernie, banned. Get out of here, Bernie.
Children, gather around for a minute.
Banned.
No, just hear what I have to say.
Number 2, new this week, Warcross by Marie Lu, writer of such books as Legendary and the Young Society, Young Elites.
Isn't she on tap to write one of these new DCYA books?
I believe that is true.
Yeah, I think she's maybe writing the Batman one.
Yeah. Well, in this case, I feel bad for her because she's banned.
Oh, no.
And number 1, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. 29 weeks at number 1.
Wow, and 1 week being banned.
Yep, banned right here.
Look, we're not really banning books.
That-
Do we need to put a disclaimer that we're not really banning books?
The Hate You Give was also on the list for National... What was the one we just read last week? National Book Award?
Oh, yeah, National Book Award. Yeah.
So that's
Long
there.
list.
It's
It's long listed, Sweet Cheeks.
Am I Sweet Cheeks?
I guess.
All right, hey, We're on the adult hardcover fiction section.
Oh, okay.
I will say that if you were counting all adult fiction, including ebooks and everything,
Yeah.
It by Stephen King is at number 2. So it's doing pretty well there. He's having a year. Well,
He is,
except
yeah.
for The Dark Tower.
Yeah, except for but in the year is so good that nobody really cares that the Dark Tower was like a weird
nobody's
90s
talking about it anymore. And really,
TV pilot.
he's not making money off The Dark Tower. He's making money off all the royalties of people buying The Dark Tower books.
True.
So he probably
Yeah.
did okay there for a while.
Yeah. Does he get a little coin from everybody buying a Pennywise wig?
I don't know.
Or do those go directly to Louise Penny? I can
Oh,
never
yeah.
remember which
yeah.
way that works.
That's true.
but
Yeah.
Maybe they split it.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
don't
do
know.
you want to go for a walk down Louise Penny Lane?
That sounds good.
Thanks. All right. No more Louise Penny jokes here.
You're right.
Banned.
Banned.
So the hardcover fiction for adults, we've got a lot of new stuff here. A lot of upheavals because look at this, Camino Island, number 10.
You're on your way out,
So,
Johnny G.
Yeah. Not only is
better
it on
start-
his way out, he's banned.
You better start updating your resume because
Yeah.
your book's about to drop off the top 10 list.
What's it? Well, he has a new one coming out next week.
That's true.
So doesn't he?
The Rooster
No, not
Barn.
next week. Rooster Bar.
Rooster Barn Grill.
No, Rooster Bar.
Rooster Burr.
Bar.
Roostaboo.
Bar.
Barfer.
Okay. What is? This is such a weird thing.
Thank you.
Number 9. Why is for yesterday?
Yeah.
Speaking of, Paul McCartney. He sang yesterday.
Troubles seem so far away. Did he sing yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
It was the first song he started with on his encore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess he's got to sing yesterday.
Yeah.
He got to do it.
Yeah.
I guess I would have also been disappointed had he not sang Let It Be.
Which he did.
But as my wife pointed out, he did not sing The Long and Winding Road.
No.
So,
No, he did not.
what you going to do?
By Sue Grafton. That's why for yesterday. Mm-hmm. So we got one coming out after that.
Speaking of dusting off your resume,
Yeah.
Susie Q, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Capital A, lowercase a is for
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yep.
Or Aaron.
She can't do the number thing because that's already that's taken. Janet Ivanovich would freak out if she
Yes.
started doing
Yes, she
that.
would.
So
Number 8, new this week, Enigma by Catherine Coulter. Hey, I'm thinking about going as Edward Nigma for Halloween this year.
I like it.
Edward Nigma is,
got
of
the
course, the Riddler.
The Riddler.
Yeah. You didn't have to just point out that I have the build. There are some people...
You got a good Riddler thing going on.
Yeah, but there are people who've only ever heard us.
Yeah.
Like maybe our Australian listeners.
Oh.
And they've been like, that Eric, he sounds like a very like muscular, beefy kind of surfer guy.
Hey, I want to give you props for not trying to do an Australian accent when you did that. I think that
yeah.
was a really smart
Well, I want to
move.
keep any Australian listeners
Yeah,
we
you don't
have.
want you don't want to tick them off.
No.
They seem
so-
like a hardy people. The Australians.
Sure.
Yeah.
They live with 8 of the 8 of 10
True.
of the deadliest animals on the planet.
Yeah.
See, I stopped myself from doing an Australian accent right there
Good
too
for you.
about living
Good
on
for you.
a continent with 8 of the 10 deadliest animals.
I'm glad you did.
It's killing me now not to do one.
yeah, it's
So-
after we turn off the mics. you can-
Okay, so Enigma by Catherine Coulter. FBI agents Savage and Sherlock team up with Cam Witter and Jack Cabot to capture an international criminal to solve a John Doe case.
You said every other word wrong.
Yeah.
Word right, word wrong. Word right,
So
word
Savage and Sherlock,
wrong. Yep.
and they're teaming up with Cam Witter and Jack Cabot.
Yeah.
Who are these characters that they're teaming up with anybody?
Big team up.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
colossal team up. They're the new Defenders, basically.
Number 7, Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste
Oh, geez.
NG.
That is not
How do
what
I
you
say
want.
that name? It's the last name is capital N, lowercase g.
Maybe you just say NG.
All right, Celeste NG.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
It does.
An artist with a mysterious past
Formerly
and
known
a
as
disregard for the status quo upends a quiet town outside Cleveland.
So,
His name, Don Draper.
Prince.
Prince. You think this is about Prince?
Yeah.
As played by Don Draper.
Sure. He could do it.
Yeah.
John Hamm's
I'm
treasure.
Prince now.
Yeah.
It was easier to pretend to be Prince in the 60s.
Yeah, probably.
Number 6, Secrets. What? You have something to say about Prince?
No, nothing.
Oh. No, number 6.
Do you want to sing the Batman song by Prince?
Isn't it just like
Yeah, it's just
quotes
like
from the movies?
film
and the-
lyrics.
Yeah.
Prince dancing
Yeah,
around.
he doesn't say anything, right? He's not like.
Be
Yeah.
rich.
It's not like do the bat dance, bat
don't-
dance.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. There's a song by the Chili Peppers called the Fat Dance. He's like, do the fat dance, do the fat dance. And if you switch that out with bat,
Then you have your answer.
bat
right there.
dance. Number 2. Okay, we got to move on for that. Number 6, Secrets in Death by J.D. Robb.
If I had to choose one of them,
Uh-huh.
I think I'd go with Secrets. Although Secrets can really eat away at you to the point of death.
Yeah.
So
Secrets-
either way, You're heading nowhere fast.
Yeah. You know who took secrets with him in death?
I'd love to know.
Terry Pratchett.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
We're never going to read his like mishmash romance sci-fi that he was going to do.
That's true.
So
Number 5, A Legacy of Spies by John le Carre. Mm-hmm. Do you read these books? Have you ever read any of his?
no,
work?
I've picked up Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy a time or two.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
Very dry.
Well, Peter Gilliam, formerly of the British Secret Service, is pulled out of retirement to defend intelligent operations during the Cold War that resulted in the deaths of people close to him. All right, new this week, The Romanov Ransom by Clive Cussler
Wow.
and Robin Bursell.
I don't think there's ever been a fictional book written about the Romanovs, like what happened to the Romanovs. It's got to
Yeah.
be the very first.
Yeah.
Never happened before. Hey, thanks for not going with me on that.
No problem.
Thanks for just looking confused.
Yeah. Did you want me to like?
Have you heard there's a rumor in St. Petersburg?
Yeah. Heart, don't fail me now. Go on.
Somebody get Christopher Lloyd on the line.
In the dark of the night, he will find her.
That was find her. That's actually really impressive, that Christopher Lloyd you just did.
Thank you.
I like that. That was good.
So Sam and Remy Fargo.
Okay.
What? You looked at me really weird there.
No, I didn't.
Did you want me to say Sam and Diane?
Maybe.
Sam and Diane from
No,
Cheers
that's not them.
search for 2 missing filmmakers in North Africa and uncover a group seeking to create the Fourth Reich.
That is going to test their relationship like nothing else. They're
Do you-
very different people,
Yeah.
Sam and Diane.
Yeah.
So
So which one? I don't know. I don't know enough
You
about
don't know
Cheers,
enough of Cheers to make a
or
Sam
the,
Diane
or
joke.
the Fargo.
you know what? You banned. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Just
Band
take your,
Eric week.
Take your things and go. I can finish this alone.
What is your favorite band, Eric?
My favorite band, Eric.
Yeah.
The really zany one. The 3 Mountain Dews in Eric.
You like to ban him.
Yeah, you got to get him out. If you got breakables in your house, you got to get him out.
That's true. I have broken a few lamps that didn't belong to me in
I'm
my
sure
life.
you have, yeah.
So sometimes there's an overhead lamp above me,
Yeah.
and I get really excited, and I forget about the overhead lamp above me, and I go, let's go.
You
and
know-
I put my fist up, and I punch the lamp, and people are
That's
like, are
not
you
good.
okay? I'm like, I'm fine, but you might need a new lamp.
Yeah.
And then
I love it.
I roll out.
You're familiar with my brother, Steve?
Occasionally.
been on the
Actually,
podcast a time or
I'm
two?
only familiar with him from listening to the podcast.
To the All the Books podcast.
Yeah.
Well, you may not know it, but Steve's got a scar on his face, right there under his lip, from when he was like an infant. He was under a lamp like that, and he had a toy, and he just like went up in the air, and it shattered into a billion pieces, rained glass down, cut his little face.
That's a
And
terrible story.
now he's got a scar,
You know what?
but it's a cool scar.
Okay.
So Steve, if you're listening,
I feel bad
Solid
enough
scar.
about that now that I think we can allow him on the show one more time.
we can come back to talk about Jack Reacher with
Yes.
us.
Yes. After that, he's banned.
Banned.
Yep. Banned
Banned.
Steve Week.
Banned Steve
Number
Week.
3 on the New York Times bestsellers list, which we're going to be here forever now.
Yeah, we're never going to get out of this.
Enemy of the State by Kyle Mills, writing
Hey.
for Vince Flynn.
Writing for Vince Flynn.
Yep.
This is it.
Yep.
This is a Mitch Rapp book.
Yep. Hey, my name's Mitch, and I'm here to say Vince Flynn's gone. So say hi to Kyle today.
That was. I was expecting it to be bad, but I sort of thought that it would still like fit the meter.
That's a Mitch rap.
You added so many. You added so many more syllables into that rap. It's like you don't understand the concept of syllables.
All right, I'll just wrap the description of this book.
Okay.
Vince Flynn's character, Mitch Rapp, leaves the CIA to go on a manhunt when the... Oh, jeez, I'm tired.
That is
I don't
terrible.
Want to do that again.
Hey,
No,
you know what?
I'm going to edit this out.
Here's a weird coincidence. Speaking of Steve,
And Mitch
I
Rapp.
just got a text from Steve this very moment saying, "Hey Nick, have you seen it yet?" Well, I'm not going to text him back. I'm just going to say, "Steve, I have not. I'm
you gonna see
terrified.
it?
Probably will never see it.
Yeah.
If you see it, you can tell us about it when you come on the Jack
You're
Reacher
going to let him
episode."
tell us about it? I don't want to know.
Okay.
He can say if he liked it or not, but I do not want him
We'll
to
have
tell
to
us about
talk
the
a
movie.
little bit about it when we get to the Halloween episode.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right, well, what do you care? You're banned.
Because of the rapping?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Number 2, The Girl Who Takes an Eye for an Eye by David Lagerkrantz.
That's an awkward name for a book.
Writing for... What was the original name of the author?
Oh, Stig Larsson? Is this a
Yes.
dragon tattoo book?
Well, hold on. Maybe not.
Okay.
Yes, it's a Stieg Larsson Millennium book.
Whew, I was touch and go for a minute there.
Elizabeth Salander
I was on the edge of my
teams
seat.
up with an investigative journal to uncover the secrets of her childhood.
I'm Daniel Craig. I
yes.
hate making movies. Urgh.
Nick's doing a lemon face, and also kind of shrinking his body into
Yeah.
the form of a potato,
Right.
to do a great Daniel Craig impression. Yep,
Daniel Craig.
for just me, he's still doing the lemon
Making
face,
a
eyes
check.
closed.
Give me $1
First
million
lip.
to make a movie. I'm so angry.
Yep.
The end.
Yes.
That's it.
Boy, hold on. All right.
What are you doing?
Keep doing your Daniel Craig impression.
But why? What? But I've already done it.
No, do it again. What else would Daniel Craig say? If I said, "Hey, Daniel Craig, we need to do a sequel to Girl with the Dragon Tattoo."
Stupid sequel. I don't want to do a sequel. I want to do whatever I want.
All right. There's a bit.
I went a little Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I
I
was
could
about to
feel
say
it
that
right
you were
there.
doing the
yeah,
rooster.
a little bit. I was
So,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
We
All
will
right.
be posting those.
All right. Hey, guess what? This is an audio medium.
Yeah, that's why I took a picture.
Oh, good. Okay, thank
So
you.
we can post it
Well,
so
I'm
people
sure
know
it's a
what
great
Daniel Craig
picture.
looks like.
I'm sure it's a great picture.
I'm just gonna go home to Rachel Weisz.
yeah.
Just kiss her for hours, and I hate it.
Is he married to Rachel Weisz?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He hates it.
Yeah, he probably does.
He
yeah.
wishes he didn't
Yeah.
have to be married, but
yeah, he's got
he's
to.
just got to be married to one of the most beautiful women in the world.
What are you gonna do?
So he doesn't want to be married to her. He doesn't want to be in the James Bond movies.
Hey, I'm asking for a friend. Are we still talking about the New York Times bestseller
Number
list?
one on
Okay.
the New York Times bestsellers list
Here it is.
for hardcover fiction.
It's been a long road to get here.
The columns. I was just. I don't know. My brain turned off. I'm
That's
so
okay.
sorry. I'm
No,
still
no,
on. Yeah. A Column of Fire by Ken Follett.
Oh no! Is this the Pillars of the Earth
The
threequel?
lovers, Ned Willard and Marguerite Fitzgerald, find themselves on opposite side of a conflict between English Catholics and Protestants while Queen Elizabeth fights to maintain her throne.
Is it Pillars of the Earth 3?
Is that... would it be 3?
There is a second one, World Without End.
Yes, then I do not know. I'm going to look that up real quick. I can't
Okay.
believe he's doing it at number 1.
Yeah, me neither.
That seems like a big deal.
Century Trilogy did pretty big business for
It's the
him.
third book in the Kingsbridge series and serves as a sequel to The Pillars of the Earth
Wow.
and World Without End.
There you go. So if you are somebody who liked those books, congratulations.
Congrats.
You read that first one.
Yeah.
You sure did.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready
You know
to
what?
move on?
I think we
Okay.
are ready.
Okay. Well, as we've laid a few subtle hints, I think, we're going to be discussing banned books.
Yeah.
Now, the term banned books is sort of like just become
That term?
popular
Banned.
slang. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Gotta come
But
with
it is
you.
kind of a misnomer because we're not really in a situation where books are banned, like stopped from being
challenged.
published and rounded up
Yeah.
and destroyed.
It's really schools that just happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's challenge would be a more accurate term, but in the in the vernacular, it's just become a thing.
I
banned
often
books.
challenge books to a combat of death.
Do you?
Yes.
Really? And then if they lose, banned.
Banned.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of displays here in the David A. Howe Public Library. We've got one in the children's room.
Yeah.
I like that one. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have some banned books in the children's library.
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's it.
yeah.
Well,
No,
I like how they're all wrapped.
we've wrapped them
Yeah.
up. Our children's librarian Kate
Yeah.
has wrapped them up in
Brown paper,
bags, so that you can't see the titles, and she's written on them why they're banned. So it's interesting. A lot of different,
Hmm. It is.
funny reasons.
Here over on the adult side, we have an assortment of sort of the ones that
The big classic.
yeah,
ones.
the big banned books.
The Great Gatsby,
Yeah.
the Kill a Mockingbird, the stuff that has been banned for years and
Yeah.
years and years,
It always shows up.
and also always checks out. It's
Yeah.
weird that when you ban something,
Yeah.
people then want to read it.
I, to this day, feel like if people would have read the Da Vinci Code and been like, whatever,
Yeah.
we would not have a fourth Robert Langdon movie
That's true,
bombing
yeah.
in
Yeah.
theaters.
I hope that if I ever write a book,
Yeah.
that it also gets banned.
Yeah,
from something.
I
so
hope it
that-
does too.
so that I can then rank
Hey,
in
listen,
the dough
I'll work effortlessly, tirelessly
to ban any
to
books I
make
write.
sure that anything you write is never read by other
Oh
people.
my gosh,
That's a
that
promise.
sounds like
That's a promise.
That sounds like you're going to keep me from being published. Period.
Have you seen the movie Misery?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about...
You're Kathy Bates.
I am. We're going to be talking about banned books today. So there's a lot of resources on the internet that you can
James
find out.
Caan.
We have some stuff here in-house you can take a look at. But if you're curious about the topic, want to know a little bit more about the history, what's been done to sort of counteract that,
Yeah.
you can... There's a great website, bannedbooksweek.org. They've got all sorts of information about it. You can also follow them on Twitter at bannedbooksweek.
Yeah.
A lot of information in it there. So last year...
There's a great The Wings song called Banned Books on the Run.
First of all, it's not The Wings. It's just Wings, and it's called Band on the Run. Not Man on the Run like you thought.
I said banned books
Not
on
Banned
the Run.
Books on the Run.
That's so funny.
Listen, there's a time for tomfoolery.
Okay.
So just fix your microphone stand.
I fixed it.
All right.
You didn't have to let people know about
I did
that.
have to let people know. Last week we talked about the heavy hitters of banned books.
Last week?
Last year, Eric.
my
I
gosh.
think you know what I meant. So this year we want to talk about the most challenged books.
Of 2016.
That's right. That's right. Banned Book Week, of course, runs September 24th through September 30th. So we're right in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, the Robert thick of
Yeah,
it.
so a lot of these are YA. So Banned Book Weeks itself was launched in 1982 in response to a sudden surge in the number of challenges to books in schools, bookstores, and libraries.
Yeah, it's weird as we keep getting smarter, we keep getting dumber.
We do.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know if I've shared this on the podcast or during our banned book weeks. I think banning books is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're trying to get a book banned, that's dumb. Maybe you're not dumb, but what you're doing is dumb. Sit down, think about what you're doing, realize it's dumb, and don't do it.
That's some good advice.
Thank you.
That's a good advice in more situations than just banning books.
Yeah.
If you're doing something dumb, think about it and stop doing that. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
But I want people to know I'm specifically talking about banning
I
books right
understand.
now.
All right, so we're going to talk about the ones that were most challenged
Have a
in
Snickers.
2016. That's right. So let's take a look. Eric, why don't you talk about the first one or a couple? I think you've read several of these. So.
Here's the thing, Nick.
Yeah.
You never sent me that link.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Well,
So why don't you send me
sure.
the link and then you cover the first
Sure.
one?
All right. The one we're going to it's banned book.
What's happening?
Bannedbooksweek.org. You have my internet cable is what's happening, so I can't send it to you.
Oh, jeez.
Bannedbooksweek.org is where we're at.
Books
And in the About section,
Week.
folks, if you want to follow along at home, the About section has the 2016 challenge book. So the first one on their list here is This One Summer, written by Mariko Tamaki and illustrated by Jillian Tamaki.
Where'd you find this? I know.
The About section.
Oh, about.
Have you read this one?
Yes,
This-
I have.
This One Summer?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a guess as to why it's...
Because it shows teenage life accurately, I guess. And it's not even really that. It's just, it's just kind of real about some stuff. There's a girl who's in town who goes for summer. I guess it deals with like maybe parents' divorce, maybe a mom trying to commit suicide, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
And there's other issues, but it's just kind of like, it's not graphic. There's no graphic violence. There's no graphic sex scenes. It's just these concepts of real life. And you don't want teens, and like everybody kind of works through it at the end. So it's just kind of like, I feel like if you were going through some issues, reading This One Summer would be helpful. So it just seems like a dumb...
This is a graphic novel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this says it's challenged because it includes LGBT characters, drug use, and profanity. It was considered sexually explicit with mature themes. I don't think any of that. I don't think anyone. It's silly.
I always find that the drug use is always that I think can be really slippery, because sometimes like you remember in the First Giant days how like one of the characters tries drugs, and they like sort of play it for laughs and they move on. And I thought that was sort of like there was never any like consequence or never any like you shouldn't do drugs. It was
All
just
the
kind of like
books-
this is funny, and they went on.
All the book show officially says don't do drugs.
Yeah, we say don't do drugs. But I thought in that book, it was like, it was a good book and the story and the characters were all good and everything. But I thought that one element, like I would see why parents might be concerned about that because it is just played for laughs and it's a pretty serious issue.
Yeah.
So that's hard. I don't think banning is the right way to do it. I
Well,
mean,
with Giant Days,
I think
it's
any
dealing
time
with
like
college
that,
life.
yeah.
So that's...
I think anything with like that, I mean, it's just about talking,
Yeah.
about making sure that there's an understanding there. Next on the list, I know you've also read Drama, written and illustrated by Raina Telgemeier,
Yep.
who is like the tip tops for junior and YA graphic novels at
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah.
So we have to keep buying copies of this over and over again. And
Yeah.
you and I met her once at a
Well, we didn't
conference in
actually
Long
meet her,
Island.
meet her.
Thanks for ruining the story.
Sorry. Yes, we did. We met her.
So-
we had a good laugh. I said, "Hey, how about that drama
Yeah.
around drama,
Yeah.
huh?" And she
So-
laughed for 5
minutes straight.
Gave me a handshake and said, "I'm going to make a
5
character after
minutes
you."
straight.
And she didn't.
I sat next to her at a panel in the ALA conference too, so I sort of feel like we're very
Yeah.
close friends. Raina Telgemeier, probably most prominently known for Smile, and then its sequel Sisters, and then we had Drama, right? Drama came next, and then Ghosts.
Drama came next between a bunch of
Babysitters Club,
Yeah.
sure. All right, so talk a little bit about Drama. Seems like it's kind of the same.
because of LGBT characters, was deemed sexually explicit, which is wrong, and was considered to have offensive political viewpoint, which I don't see at all. It's just about how it's fun to help a production of a play. So,
Well, if your politics say that, then I
Yeah,
find that,
yeah.
hold on, offensive.
okay, banned.
All right, did you enjoy that book? As I
Uh,
recall, you didn't
no,
really
I
seem
didn't really
you
like
did,
it, but that
no.
wasn't because of any of that issues. It was just
Yeah.
because I didn't think it was that great of a story.
Right.
I felt
Have you
like,
read Ghosts? I
Yeah,
really
I like
like
Ghosts more than Drama.
Yeah, I like that one quite a bit.
I guess you could say that about life too. I would prefer Ghost over Drama.
Yeah.
But I'm terrified of actual scary ghosts. I
Are
want to
you?
hang out with like
Are
fun
you?
ghosts.
Now-
like the good ghosts from The Frighteners.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. The Frighteners. That's a movie.
Okay.
Number 3 on the most challenged books of 2016 is George, written
Yeah.
by Alex Gino.
Uh-huh.
Same sort of thing. Reasons challenged because it includes a transgender child, and the sexuality was not appropriate at elementary levels.
Yes. Yeah, this one got a
Interesting.
lot of because it is kept in like a J. It's not a YA book.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's aimed at a much younger level.
Yeah.
Have I know we have this book. Has anybody ever said anything? Has it come up
No.
about issues with this one?
No.
Okay. Because it
Nobody-
seems like it did check out quite a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it
don't
was
remember
also
it.
on a list for a while. I think it was up for the Newbery or something.
And it was at least a finalist in the Goodreads
That's correct.
Choice Awards.
So it had a lot of conversation around it.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Jazz is the same thing, written by Jessica Herthel and Jazz Jennings. This one, we have 2 copies. We have Being Jazz, I think, which is like a young adult biography. And then this one, it portrays a transgender child, and because of language, sex education, and offensive viewpoints. I didn't realize you could ban something for having offensive viewpoints, but
Yeah.
there you go. I'm sorry I said there you go. I meant to say there you go, and I became something. There.
is this this is also like a teen book, would you say?
I think this one, the reason why this one is challenged is like George, it's written for a younger audience.
Okay.
So,
All right.
the next one, number 5, it's Two Boys Kissing by David Leviathan. I mean, this one, it's funny because this has been challenged forever because it's an old book.
Oh.
And this is the list for last year.
Yeah.
So this one is like
There's a couple of oldies on here.
This is an annual banning. David Leviathan. I mean, if you're picking up David Leviathan, you know you're going to be reading about homosexual characters.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be reading about the LGBT community. So I don't know, like, why you'd pick it up and be like, "What the heck?" So, yeah. So, Looking for Alaska. Too bad we don't have Ben Lane
yeah,
in here.
seriously. When we did our John Green spotlight, this was his top pick.
Reason? Challenge for sexually explicit scene that may lead a student to sexual experimentation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I haven't read that one, so I don't know.
What was that book we just learned about cannibalism? There's a book that it was written. It's like a silly book. Oh, Shel Silverstein. One of his books, Shel Silverstein, one of his poems was banned because it promoted cannibalism.
Wow.
And I guess when you say like it promotes or it causes people to consider or may lead, it's like, well, how many kids after reading that Shel Silverstein was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat Tim.
Gosh, you look delicious.
I could have these chicken nuggets, but Tim's right there.
So next on the list is Big Hard Sex Criminals. I don't know this series, do you?
This has to be a comic book, though, because it's by
I know.
Matt Fraction.
I know, it's funny. We just talked about Matt Fraction. He wrote the Iron Man run that I liked.
Yeah.
And illustrated by Chip Zdarsky, who illustrates Jughead. So
There you go. So I don't
we got 2 there.
I'm going to have...
Challenged because it was considered
Hey, do you think I'll get in trouble if I
explicit.
type in Big Hard Sex Criminals into my search?
I'll write you a pass.
Okay.
I'll write you a pass.
Yeah, I haven't even heard of this graphic novel,
It
so...
is-
So thanks banning them for now
Yeah,
making
seriously.
it.
Now we're aware of the series.
Yeah.
It is tricky sometimes, like when ordering graphic novels, to
Yeah.
know like what the line is, you
Yeah.
know, because I sort of, I mean, we have an adult collection of graphic novels separate from a juvenile collection, so there's a little bit of freedom in that. But it is sometimes things come in that do sort of give me pause, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure quite what to do. So it can be tricky.
Make Something Up, Stories You Can't Unread by Chuck Palahniuk. Reason? Challenge for profanity, sexual explicitness, and being disgusting and all around offensive.
Interesting. I don't.
I find eating at McDonald's every other day to be disgusting. Do I ban books because of that? No.
I bet if you had that much McDonald's in you, you'd make some poor decisions, though.
Yeah, that's
Don't you
true.
think?
Yeah.
I haven't read Chuck How did you say his name? Palahniuk?
You want to pronounce a person's
Palahniuk.
last name off how I pronounce it? Jeez.
I know. I mean, he writes a lot of stuff, and I remember when this short story came out because it didn't get pulled from our normal section because it's short stories.
Yeah.
But I haven't. He's got a pretty rabid fan base, so I'm not sure what this is about. This is a tricky one.
We're going to talk about number
here,
9.
I guess.
The Little Bill series, written by Bill Cosby. Reason?
Bill
You know.
Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby. That's
rated B for Bill Cosby. Yeah, final book on the list.
Eleanor-
which we did for a book club
Yeah,
here.
we sure did.
Eleanor and Park by Rainbow
We
Rowell.
gave it to a bunch of 7-year-olds.
Yeah,
No, we did.
It was a YA for adult book
It
club.
was.
But still, we featured this book quite prominently.
I will say, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of adults. It was still like, should I have given this to
I know.
everybody?
Oh, I know.
Because that language.
Yeah, challenged for offensive language. And
Yeah.
I think it's certainly like, I could see a parent being like, I don't think you should read a book with
Yes.
that. You know, reading it
That's
as an
it.
adult
Just
is one thing. It is.
If you don't want your kid to read, then don't.
Right.
Ugh,
Right.
so
Right.
annoying.
It also, I mean, I think it's, there is a lot of profanity in it, offensive language, definitely. But I also think it serves a purpose. You know, it's not like she just wanted to write a book with a lot of that kind of language in it. It really adds to your understanding of the characters and what their limitations are and where they're coming from. It's not for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's her other books aren't like that. So like to have that.
Yeah. I think the only time I've ever read something that's like 75% offensive language and coarse language that didn't need to be in there was your memoir and your sailing years.
Me.
Yeah, the 2 years you took just sailing around the world.
Yeah.
I just kept reading them like, just talk more about the sea. You don't have to
I thought-
swear so much.
Yeah. I thought, seriously though, I thought Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl was pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that I didn't really feel like did add much. You know, and that seemed like just
Well,
for the sake of.
I think it was trying. If we talk about Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl being a counter move against something like The Fault in Our Stars, then I think where those they're like maybe our forever, maybe is our forever, or okay is our forever is what it is, and you know all that like very like. Only The Fault in Our Stars will, you know, this very like flowery language.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's like, all right, let me show you the opposite of
Yeah.
that. And he did.
Yeah.
So,
Like how in Ender's Game they say fart 600 times.
yeah, you're so stupid
Same
about Ender's Game.
I had that
You know
coming.
what?
I had that coming.
Nick
You're
Gunning?
right. You're right.
Banned.
Oh, no.
Banned.
I don't know, I'm the
Yeah.
I'm the library director.
You're the banned library director on the run.
Oh, darn it. That's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to do my work.
Yeah.
I'll find a way.
So,
I'll find a way.
all right.
Anything else you'd like to say on this topic?
No, not really.
Okay.
I hate banning books.
As always, we encourage reading. We
Yeah.
discourage censorship. It's good to be informed about what you're reading, I
Yeah.
think. It's good to inform your children about what they're reading.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of resources on that, and we have a lot of these books. So if you're curious about why some of these things are happening, and you want to know more
Is
about
it required
we've got
reading?
it here.
Is that why they have to ban them? Because if it's required reading in a class, then the kid is going to fail whatever, and then
Could
it's
be.
because so they're like, no, well, ban it so my kid doesn't have to fail
I'm
because I
sure
don't want him
that-
reading
yeah.
this. But I feel like
I'm sure there are situations where that's the true. I don't think that's the...
that just seems like easily discussed. Like, I don't want my son reading this. If you fail him, don't. I don't know.
If you fail them, don't.
Yeah, if you fail, no.
Suggestion.
I guess
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think
an
that-
easy situation in that, but it's just so. I'm gonna calm down.
Okay.
I'm not the kind of person that can easily defend this stuff anyway. So
All right. Well, like I said, we have the books, we have resources. You can always check out bandbooksweek.org online, or same handle on Twitter if you want to find out a little bit more about it.
Let's get political right now. I want to
Let's
talk
do
about
it.
some
Let's
things that I
get
do
in
want to
there.
ban.
No. Let's talk about library news.
All right.
Book clubs are reading The American Assassin book by Vince Flynn. So if you want to read that,
Ooh, you know what?
Not
I
great.
actually banned that because of it not being great
because
quality.
it's not good.
Yeah.
And then for one of our Halloween picks this year, we're doing Joyce Carol Oates' Jack of Spades, which she told me a very interesting story about when she was here. So I will share that at the book club. A little bit of intrigue there. I'm going to call her up right now. Deep, 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 deep. Just kidding. I don't have her number. I do, but I'm not going to use it. That's all I'm saying. So you can join us for either of those book clubs. That's coming up. It's History Week also here at the David A. Howe Public Library. The exhibition room is filling up with a lot of exciting stuff. We've got some of our pocket watches out. We've got a quilt from the Civil War. We've got Abraham Lincoln memorabilia. That's just the library display.
I liked the.
There's a million others. So
I like
come
the
check it
bath
out.
beads section, where you had to take just the hot bath and try out different bath beads. and
Okay,
scents.
that's not here. That's I don't know where you did that, but
That was in the library.
I don't think so.
That was last night.
After hours?
Well, are we open at 2 a.m.?
No.
Then yeah, it would be after hours.
Weird. I think you
You're
should.
telling me that's not a library sanctioned program?
No, check the flyer. Check the flyer because
Okay.
it's not. So you can check out any of those. We have different guest lectures in the auditorium every night this week, kicking off with Craig Brack on the 26th at 7:30 down in the auditorium, and then we have something Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Coming up, we have John Denver musical tribute on October 12th, and then we have author Naomi Shihab Nye coming on the 27th of October,
And Captain Underpants.
and so many more things. October is a really busy month for us.
Yeah.
So check it out.
hey, I just read that flyer.
DavidAHoweLibrary.org.
I just read that flyer.
Yeah.
You're right.
Joke
it was
flyer.
actually a beading class in Bath, New York.
Really?
Yes.
So you just came here and used that gross old tub upstairs.
Yes, the one that's basically a board and not a drain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gross. You should
I'm not sure
see
what
a
those
doctor.
beads were then,
You
'cause-
should get on an antibiotic right away.
I put those in
what
the,
should
I put those in
happen.
the water, and they definitely dissolved.
Weird.
So,
That was weird.
And
Yeah.
it did smell like honeydew.
That was uranium.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So look out.
That explains the voming.
Anything
the
you want to
glowing,
talk about
the third arm.
library-wise?
What, library news?
Yeah. You want me I can just cut you off. That's fine. I think that's what we'll do.
Okay.
All right. Join us next week for episode 111. We'll see you then.